How's it going, everyone? This is Mike. Welcome back to Genre Files. Whether you wanted this to come back or not, we're here, Genre Files, and this time we're doing comedy. So I'd like to talk very briefly about this very strange little movie called Lord Love a Duck. I couldn't make that title up. Anybody seen this? This came out in 1966, directed by George Axelrod, who also wrote the screenplay. This is, like I said, a very strange little movie, which is a satire on popular culture of the time, and there's something in it to offend practically everybody. It takes on parent-child relationships, sometimes in very creepy ways. It takes on progressive education, religion. It takes on the beach party movie culture. I knew you couldn't wait to hear me talk about beach party films again. But all right, so the stars of the film are Roddy McDowall and Tuesday Weld, and they play a couple of high school students. Now, keep in mind that at this time, Roddy McDowall was 38 years old, Tuesday Weld was 23, so they were way over the top for being high school, but it works for the weirdness of the film. Roddy McDowall's character is named Alan Musgrave, but he gives himself the very bizarre nickname of Mollymock, and I don't remember now why he gave himself that name, what it signified, but it's been a while since I've watched this. But he becomes this best friend and mentor to a beautiful high school girl named Barbara Ann Green, played by Tuesday Weld, and he loves her. He cares about her so much. I don't know if he really has romantic feelings about her or sexual, and she doesn't return that feeling for him, but they're very close. And he tries to help her get everything that she wants in life, including becoming a member of this exclusive girls' sorority in her high school. He wants to help her find a rich husband, and then he wants to help her achieve her ultimate goal of becoming a famous movie star. So he does all those things in the film. And along the way, as I said, it just satirizes everything about popular culture of the time. And this is not one of those movies that is so funny that you find yourself laughing out loud very much at all, really. But it's one of those films where you actually feel uncomfortable because you're thinking, should I be laughing at this? Is this really supposed to be funny? So you sort of stare at it and wonder, like, oh my God, what are they going to do next? And keep in mind, this is also 1966. Nothing is graphic. There's certainly no nudity or graphic sexuality. A lot of things are suggested, and of course, there's no foul language. This is before the point in the 1960s where those things became more commonplace and almost expected to be found in mainstream films. So it also stars Ruth Gordon and Harvey Korman. Everybody gives good performances in this film. Tuesday Weld is terrific, and this is one of those movies that adds to the Tuesday Weld cult for freaks like me who love her. So what's interesting about it is that Tuesday Weld, she's playing someone who's younger than her age. When she started out in films, she was only 13, and during the first couple years of her career, they had her playing older characters who were more sexually suggestive, and it was kind of a reflection of what she was doing in her real life, because she was having affairs with much older men, and she became very famous for her personal life and her personal conduct as much as for what she was doing on the screen. In fact, she was the first choice to play in the movie Lolita back in 1962, and she turned it down because the way she explained later, she was already living that life of Lolita, so why make a movie about it? So along the way, she was known as this eternal sex kitten, right? So here she is at the age of 23, and she's playing someone younger, and she's taking this, strangely enough, she's taking this sex kitten image that she has because of her career and her personal life. She's sort of turning it around and using it in a satirical way, and sort of, jabbing back at the Hollywood culture that created her and created that image, and just doing it very effectively. It's a great performance, and the film was not a big success. It had critical success, but it was not a popular film. I can imagine that audiences in 1966 would look at this and think, what the hell are we watching? and just not be able to relate to it at all. Maybe years later, some of those same people would look at it and, as a way of looking back at the culture they grew up in and say, yeah, I get it now. So Tuesday Weld, she becomes a famous movie star overnight in a movie called Bikini Widow. Okay, so you have the making of a beach party film inside of this movie, and that's a nice little part of it. So I don't know how many people out there watching this would be interested in this movie. It's certainly not for everybody, but if you're curious about something that is totally unique and totally off the wall, this is it. So Lola Albright plays Tuesday Weld's mother. She's a woman who is kind of an alcoholic. She works in a bar, a strip joint, and it's a very bizarre mother and daughter relationship. But Lola Albright is very good. The director, George Axelrod, had kind of an interesting filmography. He was more often known as a screenwriter. He wrote the play, The 7-Year Itch, and then he wrote the screenplay for the film. He wrote the screenplay for the film Bus Stop. He wrote the play Will Success Spoil Rock Hunter, and then he let's see. He helped write the screenplay for the film, but I guess it was changed quite a bit. The only other film that he directed was something called The Secret Life of an American Wife, which he also wrote. And strangely enough, he also worked as a producer. He produced the original 1962 version of The Manchurian Candidate, although he didn't write or direct it. But then he did write the screenplay for the 2004 remake of The Manchurian Candidate. So, very strange little, yeah. Let's see, what else we have to say here? I guess that's pretty much all. So all I can say is that this is a strange entry into genre files, and I'd like to know if anybody has seen this and what you think. And be sure to watch everybody else's videos. I don't think anybody else has theirs up yet, but I could be wrong. See you.